Hello and welcome to the Clashing of Steel. So today I'm showing you the Mighty Siege. Well, I'm playing with Pikemen and I'm trying to defend my base. This game is actually quite a bit of waiting and using your skills right way at the right moments. So I'm gonna start with the missed chances or missed opportunities. So practically right from the start I knew that the left side of the map was lost or the west side of the map was lost. I left one of my units to defend the base and two I moved into the rear. I didn't expect the opponents to have that much melee units up there. I would have actually gone there if I would have known that. But because I did not know if there were gonna be any archers or anything other that's gonna destroy me, I didn't take that chance. And because my team member Reconian is playing slingers instead of archers, it wasn't quite feasible to go up there. Actually seeing that the west side is lost, we regrouped the base rather soon. But before that, a small glimpse to the east side as well. Actually, things aren't that dire on the east side, although the west will push through and go for the base. So my personal tactic is to cover off the base the best I can. So slowly and steadily setting up my pikes. They can't go through me directly, because I'm gonna stop them no matter how much melee units are trying that. But because I'm not the only pike player in our team, we can actually seal off the entire base. We can seal off all the entrances and keep them from doing anything. You can already see some units retreating to our base. These swordsmen actually waste their pilla trying to do something against me. It would be better used from the rear or from some other situation. The pila is probably one of the misused skills in the game. Or perhaps not misused, but used in the worst situations or the worst way. So slow and steadily sealing off most of our base. The pikemen should be coming back any moment now to seal off the front and the other side. On the east side it seems that our friendly troops have destroyed the opponent's melee units. Only most of the range seems to be remaining. And at the same time on the west front there are a lot of melees left and well, there was no range units on the west, so right now you can see the flaxmen making a not so smart move of well, they could have actually supported us from the inside of the walls or hid in the forest. They could have helped us a lot, but as usual people went greedy. So I'm holding off 2 gates and that guy is holding off 2 gates as well. There is no melee units getting through, and actually the slingers are having a field day. They can outrange archers, they can climb to any wall and they can shoot all around us. Although the opponents have pikemen as well, if I'm correct it was Commander Alexander. Since I'm playing Leonidas, I can outplay them rather easily actually. So now the opponents are trying to find a way in, and the first pikemen are coming to their death. They think it's, oh, what's it gonna be, I can overcome these pikemen with little ease, like it's nothing. But actually it's not, especially if he stacks all his 3 units inside each other. And since I am Leonidas, I use hold the line a bit before engaging, you can see it right now. And I should actually regenerate my phalanx a bit faster, and if I push through with it, I do somehow overcome the opponents that are facing me, even if they're moving towards me. If I use the hold the line right before engaging and push behind the opponents, not attack them but just form myself behind them, I can push through like it's nothing. I'm guessing that those pikemen realized their mistake, and hopefully they aren't doing that again. What we need to consider is that pikemen are probably the strongest opponents at this very moment. Even if they're flanked, they can fight on 2 lines at the same time. Perhaps not fight, but they can deal with the both lines. They can just either keep turning or push through the one line and then push back through another. So the opponents failed to push through my pikemen. I didn't actually lose so many men as they did. They lost some cavalry, they lost a lot of pikemen. You can see the corpse pile in the middle of there. And they were still thinking of advancing, but hopefully they'll be smarter next time. So now the battle is at a standstill. The opponents can't push through our line because we're defending it from all sides. Only things that can work against us are the archers and javelins. Although they have some archers left, our slingers are outranging and harassing them quite heavily. The cavalry is looking for an opening, but he isn't gonna find one. And in overall, this is pretty much it. This is how we hold back the enemy. You can even see these swordsmen here, back there trying to find a opening in the gate, but nope. we have blocked it all. We have sealed it off rather well. In the end, because we're spread a bit wide, the opponents will try their luck and fail. Actually, I will fail a bit as well, but not significantly. In short, right now this is a safe haven for the slingers. They can damage everyone practically. Everyone around us they can see. Okay, perhaps not the soldiers right under the wall, but everyone with a bit of distance. Oh, Scipio died. So, the game is in a quite heavy standstill. Although we have some archers back there who are trying to be offensive, it is not a wise decision. I'm not sure what they were thinking going in alone, but it doesn't work out for them. You can even see the pikemen are holding against the archer fire rather well. Fight in the shades and remove your phalanx. So, I'm actually having another idea. Since the opponents in the rear gate haven't moved that much, I'm moving one of my troops to block that area, and I'm using the other one to advance on them. At this moment I'm thinking that he's paying attention to other locations. So if my troops get here, I'm using this moment to advance on them. Hopefully he will still ignore it or not be aware of it until it is too late. For this very moment, a lot of the opponent's range units are dead. Although ours are dying as well, theirs are rather remnants. For now my plan has worked. I have sent out my troop to engage with the swordsmen. I deploy them at the very last moment and then I advance with them. Even if I would have been engaged, I could have shield bashed and then deployed the pikes. Pikemen themselves are probably one of the strongest opponents at this current state of the game, at this current meta. It can be nearly impossible to fight against them if you are melee units. Even ranged archers or slingers do very little against them. Javelins and the siege equipment are probably one of the best ways you can deal with them. Javelins actually penetrate quite heavily, even the fight in the shades. And siege equipment, well, it ignores any sort of defense you practically have. Fortunately or unfortunately, the pikemen will soon be getting some sort of nerf. I'm not sure when, but the developers said in the Reddit that they were overperforming, and so they will hopefully be better balanced at some point. Biggest problems I see with the pikemen are that they can turn constantly. They can push back opponents on all sides. Another problem is that flanking them actually might not work. You can flank them. If it's Leonidas, he will pop, hold the line, and either advance on a single direction or turn around. If his morale is still shaking, he can also use consumable share wine, which I often do. That way he can push back most of the opponents. He can actually do the turning game, just turn and turn and turn and push back opponents on all sides. There are actually some moments when pikemen make a really dumb move. They push into enemy territory and they are surrounded from all sides. And even if they get attacked from all of those sides, they can still do significant amount of damage before they are taken down. Hold the line and share wine can even postpone the death practically. It can keep the morale up so high that he can just turn or push in a single direction. That way being able to kill more opponents than he has lost his own troops. Pikemen can actually be a great defensive tool. Like you see it right here, I'm trying to hold a single area. I'm trying to cover the bottleneck areas and hold my base. But at the same time, they can be used for offense as well. I'm not saying you should go full head to head with them, but I'm guessing you would succeed at some point. I personally like the old school pikemen better, because they weren't so unfair to other melee units. Anyways, the game is still going on and it's been quite a long standstill. So let's jump to the next point of action. Here you can see these swordsmen trying to engage me. He thinks I'm AFK or not being aware of the situation, but actually I was just waiting for the right moment. He killed quite a lot of his own troops, hoping that he could do something against me, but it didn't work out as he planned. Well, since I'm playing Leonidas, I could have actually waited and given him a nice shield bash before deploying my pikes, but I find it's better when I deploy the pikes and the opponents just charge into it, because that way I will take no damage. Anyways, this was the mighty siege. Opponents were just looking for an opening, but since we had two pikemen players, well, all the exits or entrances were blocked. Anyways, if you have some good teammates and you are at the Hadrian's Wall, I'm guessing you can try this tactic out yourself. It might be interesting. Of course, if there are swordsmen, they can't hold the gates or the bottleneck areas as well the pikemen can, but still, it will be interesting. So, don't forget to subscribe and thanks for watching.